is a WRAL weather alert day. We are crushing record highs, plus a level 2 storm risk.
The town of Wake Forest responding after downtown shop owners say a community event is causing too much trouble.
And World Cup watch party. We're just 2 hours from the start of the United States World Cup journey, and soccer fans from across the Triangle are ready. We'll take you live to a party at American Tobacco Campus. Let's get started tonight on this Friday with a live look of Lake Gaston, where it would be nice to just jump right in. You can practically feel the heat coming through your TV screen. So super hot across our area today. There's a heat advisory in place until 8 p.m. Now, look at the heat index map, and it's going to tell you something you already know, that it was so hot today, triple digits everywhere you look. Raleigh shattering the previous record high for today, and it's going to stay hot pretty much all weekend long. So unfortunately, we're going to have to get used to this. Thank you for joining us here at 7 o'clock. Inside, like I hope you are, with some air conditioning. I'm Dan Haggerty. Lots to talk about tonight, and we're so glad to have you here with us. There's the email address. We'll put it on the screen, 7 p.m. at WRAL.com. You know what to do if you watch us here at 7 o'clock. Send us your questions, your story ideas, your feedback, anything you have to say or what you would like to see in a newscast. This is the newscast that wants to talk about what you are talking about at home with your friends and family. Now, right now, it feels like everybody is talking about the forecast, but it's not just the heat we have to worry about. It's also the rain, which we need, but not in the severe sense. You know, not much on the radar right now, but we expect things to pick up as the night goes on. Kat, just a busy evening. So much to talk about. Thankfully, the severe weather center's in the AC as well.
Yes, I'm glad about that. And, you know, I've been working here for almost 8 years. I cannot remember, aside from that one time that we hit 100 degrees in October of 2018, another time that we've broken a record by 5 degrees. That's a huge jump in records. 103 was the high today at RDU. 98 was the previous record. 101 in Fayetteville also breaking the record. And it was not just a situation where RDU had 103 today. There were several surrounding spots between 100 and 103. The heat advisory is in effect for 1 more hour. Current temperature has fallen to 99 at RDU. Still feeling like, or still actually 101 in Durham. The heat index similar, but a couple degrees higher likely. And Clayton's still sitting at 100 at this hour. The heat index 100 degrees in the Triangle, 102 in Fayetteville, and 104 in Goldsboro at this hour. Everyone but Roxborough had the triple digits for highs today, and Roxborough had 99 still. Not a lot of action on the radar right now, but those storms in Virginia could impact some of us tonight. We're going to talk more about that coming up.
All right, sounds good, Kat. Look, we are 2 hours away now from the United States playing in their first World Cup game. They're taking on Paraguay in Los Angeles at 9 o'clock. The game is on Fox 50, and fans will be watching all across the country, all across the world, and including here in North Carolina. WRL's Monica Casey live at a World Cup watch party at American Tobacco Campus in Durham. We're going to talk about the watch party and the game in just a moment. But first, let's kind of stay on theme here with the weather, because I want to know how the heat is. As Kat was just saying, even as we go into the night, we're going to still be looking at a heat index that's near triple digits. How are people dealing with that? It could be dangerous temperatures in some regards.
Yeah, Dan, I think Kat said it felt like about 101 here in Durham. I can confirm it feels like about 101 here right now. It is quite warm, but I have been hydrating all day, and I have a fan, a little handheld guy. He's got 3 speeds, and I think he's doing some work for me. It's a nice look for our live shot, okay? But a lot of people behind me are staying in the shade, and that is certainly where you want to be right now, Dan.
Yeah, you know, I remember that fan. You had that with you yesterday when we were covering the Canes out of Lenovo. It's a little stronger than it looks. All right. So let's get to the World Cup now. The United States, they play at 9 o'clock, but this is more than just a watch party. Of course, there's so much going on down there for everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is a beautiful night out here at the American Tobacco Campus. We have a lot of people here behind me. Even though that watch party doesn't actually start until 8, all of these people are already out here. So some big soccer fans here in Durham. We had the concert series going as well, so they were enjoying some live music. And then, of course, people were grabbing a little dinner at the nearby restaurants and then finding a good shady spot to sit in. Now, the watch party is being hosted by Soccer.com and Adidas. And Soccer.com actually has a tent right over here. The guys are decked out in the Adidas 94 kit, and there was a group earlier walking around with wigs on, like Revolutionary War looking wigs, and that's because Hamilton is also happening at DPAC tonight, so it is a good night here at the American Tobacco Campus.
This has been, I think, 8 years in the making. Everyone's been excited about it for quite some time. I think I was 13 when the World Cup was last year. None of these guys were born, so we've been waiting for it for quite a while. So there's a lot of hype coming in on it.
Definitely a lot of hype. Now, the game tonight is being played in LA, so kickoff is not until 9 o'clock. But people here are ready, and you can, of course, watch the game on Fox 50. Dan?
All right, that looks like a good setup. Monica, thank you so much. So here's the United States World Cup schedule for the group stage. We got Paraguay tonight. That's at 9 o'clock. Party starting around 8. They in Durham. They play Australia next Friday. That's at 3 o'clock, and then it's a matchup with Turkey in about 2 weeks at 10 p.m. Now, let's turn to another story about a different kind of heat. The police presence that we have seen at Wake Forest Friday night on White. We have WRAL's Bailey Stamos. She's out there live on White Street tonight. So, Bailey, talk to us about this. This event is, of course, it's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be a community event, but the town has really been having some problems with vandalism and theft, so much that businesses are even closing early tonight.
Dan, where we're standing, you could probably hear some of the excitement going on down the street. I'm going to step out of the way because we are on the other side of the stage where that live music is coming from. We're standing over here because we're right near one of the businesses that has decided to close for the night for a multitude of reasons. They say one of those reasons is in alliance with some of the businesses that have been dealing with some of the chaos, but also because they say they've seen a lot less foot traffic in their business because they are on the other side of this, and the trucks tend to close off the street and kind of mess with their business. Now, the town has responded to some of those concerns in a statement posted on social media saying, as a result of these debriefings and the survey responses submitted, we have initiated several changes over the years in an effort to try and provide the best possible experience for everyone who chooses to attend. And town officials reinforced this to me when we reached out directly, saying they have built up security and taken in some of those merchants' concerns. Dan?
Apparently, businesses don't feel satisfied. Otherwise, they would stay open, you would imagine, with all those people down there to patronize them. You spoke to the business owners, I assume, after this. How are they responding? What did they say about the town's statement?
Yeah, I did speak to a couple of those businesses who are closed tonight, the Yellow Butterfly Boutique being one of those, and they say it's true. The town does reach out for feedback, but one of the things they're not seeing is changes from their concerns.
The problem is that there's a lot of that, right? Like, we want your feedback. We want your feedback. We value your feedback. We want to hear from you. And they have heard from all of us time and time and time and time again.
And speaking to some of those other closed businesses again over the phone today, we did hear that they hope to work with the town for some productive changes moving forward. Dan?
We shall see. Bailey, thank you. As we say goodbye to Bailey, let's take another quick check at the temperatures outside as we take a live look at North Hills. And it's being confirmed that, yes, it's still extremely hot. Anyway, back to the news. Let's get you caught up on today's headlines. These are the 5 things you should know right now. The gaming industry in Wake County just took another hit. Ubisoft announced plans to lay off workers in Cary as part of the company-wide downsizing. This comes after Red Storm Entertainment cut workers earlier this year, and Epic Games, of course, the company behind Fortnite, laid off 1,000 workers, including 200 in Cary. The SBI is investigating after deputies shot and killed a man in Sampson County. This started at a grocery store overnight. It's unclear exactly what led up to the shooting, but both deputies involved are now on administrative leave, which is standard protocol in shootings involving law enforcement. Durham police arrested a 19-year-old accused of murder at a gas station. Officers are arresting Zamir Browder. He's accused of shooting and killing Jalen Perry near the intersection of Cornwallis Road and South Roxborough Street. Police say prosecutors are weighing more possible charges against Browder. Watch party tickets for Lenovo Center. The Game 6, the crucial Game 6, already sold out. They disappeared in 30 minutes. There was an outdoor watch party at the arena for anyone who couldn't. There will be, I should say, an outdoor event for anybody who can't get inside. Red Hat Amphitheater is bringing back the event also for Game 6 that was highly, very, very popular. That is free. The Triangle could be title town in a few weeks. UNC baseball has its first game of the College World Series tonight. The Tar Heels keep getting to Omaha, but they haven't ever reached that top spot in the program history. They've never won the College World Series. They're going to open things up against Ole Miss. We wish them luck. You are always sharing your feedback about our reporting here at 7 o'clock and on WRAL in general. Tonight, we get some of that feedback straight out to a local newspaper. Take their take on WRAL's newest documentary about how local news is disappearing. Kat?
And we are all hoping for some rain. Coming up, I'll have a closer look at how this could play out tonight.
My slogan is live, local news. That means it is local. It is in the current news cycle. And it is news, not social media rumor. That is your quote of the day. And it's coming from John Walker, the founder of My Tarboro Today. It's a quote that comes from this story published today in My Tarboro Today. The local newspaper wrote an article about the latest WRAL documentary. And the latest WRAL documentary was about local newspapers, kind of a full circle there. And it's about how those papers are disappearing. It's called Left Uncovered, inside North Carolina's news deserts. Now, a news desert is a community where they don't have a source of local news. And it's happening in North Carolina and nationwide, more than you might think. Many of you watched the documentary when it aired on Wednesday, including a viewer named Ron, and he wrote in to 7 p.m. at WRAL.com. For him, this subject is personal. He writes, I'm the owner of WCLN 1170 AM in Clinton. The news in Sampson County is covered by the Sampson Independent and us. It is a challenge, but it can be done, he said. We have been doing it for 27 years. Local news needs to be covered by local people. Now, people like Ron in Clinton, people like John Walker in Tarboro, those are at the heart of these local news sources, doing everything that they continue to do to inform their communities. Walker was a big part of the documentary, actually. WRAL documentary investigator Kristen Severance talked to him and shows us now how he's trying to fill the void of a news desert.
In Tarboro, like many news deserts, there is one man trying to do the job a whole paper once did. When corporate ownership closed The Southerner in 2014, publisher John Walker and wife Stephanie didn't leave. Walker started the digital site Tarboro Today.
It's live, and it's local, and it's news. You got it by yourself so far?
He covers council meetings.
Looks like it shouldn't take very long tonight. You know. How are you, sir? Good to see you. Good to see you. And they're hitting the ball now.
Local high school sports.
I mean, when you're hitting it well, everything comes up there. It's like a beach ball.
He sells ads, but basically breaks even.
Community's been good to us. And just because a corporate owner gave up on it, I'm not. I turned 76 this week. I'm working on obituaries.
Walker is so focused on his fight to save local journalism, he almost didn't tell us about another one. Walker has prostate cancer.
You know, my wife has asked me how long I'm going to do this. And I've told her until I can't.
He survived neck cancer in 2004. He's fighting this one, doing what he loves.
I've said, you know, well, when I go, I hope it's on the sidelines or sitting covering a meeting, doing the work of the people.
It is a powerful documentary. You can watch it now, Left Uncovered, inside North Carolina's news deserts. It's on WRAL.com. You can find it on the WRAL YouTube channel. Stream it there. Check it out. It's an important topic. It affects all of us. Let's take a live look now out at the North Carolina coast at Wrightsville Beach. Take a guess how hot it got out there today. About 90 degrees. Think about that. The beach was cooler than Raleigh, which it happens from time to time. In fact, Raleigh was hotter today than a lot of places that are usually super hot. The high at RDU today was 103 degrees. That's hotter than it was in South Florida. Yeah, Miami, the high today was just 89 degrees. Sorry, Miami. We can do better. How about all the way down to the equator? Let's get outside of the U.S. to Ecuador in South America. You know, the country named after the equator, where it's always super hot. Just 71 degrees. Sounds actually quite comfortable. Let's upgrade to Africa. It's really hot out there. In Egypt, in the desert, where the pyramids are, and the Sahara, the high was 98. We beat them too. So to recap, Raleigh is hotter than Miami, Ecuador, and Egypt, and kind of still is as we are approaching kind of deep into the night. I can't believe how hot it's going to be even after the sun sets.
I mean, last night we were on air at 10 p.m. and the temperature was still around 90 degrees. It was pretty remarkable. 99 right now, the heat index 100. At least the heat index is starting to fall a little bit, but it has been a miserably hot day outside, and we're locked into the heat this weekend, though we are likely to get a little tiny break from the triple digits tomorrow before we come close to 100 again on Sunday. Let's talk about rain chances. This is what a lot of folks want to know about. Is it ever going to rain at my house? So here's the setup that we have tonight. We've got some storms up in Southern Virginia that we are watching. These are still a long ways away from us. Sometimes the cooler air that rushes out from these storms can kind of form a new mini line of storms ahead. We call that an outflow boundary. So we'll watch for that. That could speed things up. But this is still not going to be a widespread kind of thunderstorm event for us. These storms are going to be more scattered. There's a level 2 out of 5 severe weather threat. So even though there is some uncertainty as to how much will pop up, we've got a lot of energy to form damaging winds. We're also keeping an eye on the tropics. This area that we've been watching, up to a 20% chance of potential tropical development in the Western Gulf. Still not a high chance. It's a low chance overall of developing. And it's less and less likely as each day moves forward that that tropical moisture that we told you about early this week would hold together and actually get here. It looks like it's going to stay more suppressed to the south. For us, though, we still have a front nearby, so that is still going to impact our temperature some and bring a chance for rain. But the better chance for rain that we had been hoping for is just looking less and less likely. I wish I had better news for you. In the meantime, it's hit or miss summertime thunderstorms for the weekend. Next week, isolated storm chances return to the forecast. Franklinton looking nice out there tonight. They have their Funky Town Festival happening tomorrow. 93 degrees when it kicks off at 3 o'clock, 88 by 6 o'clock. And again, only small storm chances for outdoor festivities tomorrow. 99 are high on Sunday. The heat is not backing off just yet. Even though we see a brief dip tomorrow, there will only be a 20 to 30% chance of a pop-up thunderstorm. That's late evening tomorrow. At the coast, a slightly better chance at the southern beaches of some thunderstorms popping up. Still, it's a 40% chance, and the Outer Banks and northern coast are likely to be drier. Sunday, storm chances just 10% at the North Carolina beaches. Overall, not a bad beach weekend. We better place to be than here. The reason why the coast is cooler than us this time of year is that they are sitting right next to the water, and water takes a lot longer to heat up and cool down, so water really helps to regulate temperatures. That's why it gets hotter at the beaches and not as hot at the beaches, I should say, and then in the fall it takes a little while for them to cool off. But here, just sizzling hot heat through the weekend. We get a little bit of a break next week by Tuesday and Wednesday. So if the Canes have Game 7 Wednesday, hopefully it won't be quite as hot, but maybe they'll close it out in 6.
Hey, Kat, I love when you take us to school with that little tidbit about the beach. And I like that. Now I'm going to pretend that I knew that on my own and tell people at parties. All right, getting tickets to the Stanley Cup Final has always been difficult, but in 2006, the last time the Canes were in it, you had to camp outside the arena to be first in line. You remember that? Well, it's your Friday moment of nostalgia right after the break. So you got any plans for Game 6 of the Stanley Cup Final on Sunday? A very lucky few will head out to Vegas and have a ticket and enjoy the game. We've been talking a lot about just how difficult it is to get your hands on those Stanley Cup Final tickets. They've always been tough to get. And these days, the whole process all happens online. It wasn't that long ago, though, the tickets were something that you could actually hold in your hand, that you had to camp outside the arena just to be first in line at the box office that you could get one. And we found a story about just that. In 2006, the last time the Canes were in the final. Thanks for watching us here on WRAL News at 7 o'clock. Have a fantastic weekend. Stay cool if you can. as we leave you with this, your Friday moment of nostalgia.
For hockey fans, the greatest show on ice is coming to Raleigh. Hurricanes fans rushed the RBC Center box office for their chance to land tickets to a Stanley Cup Finals game.
It's the game, and it doesn't matter what price you put on that ticket.
Even before the box office opened, fans camped out to get first dibs on tickets.
I am a longtime hockey fan, 34 years, and I've been waiting for this day to see the Stanley Cup Finals games and bring it home. This is our Stanley Cup this year.
Once the windows opened on the box office, fans streamed in, waiting in line that stretched outside the building.
So nervous, so excited. This is the dream come true.
Jean Rogers' time waiting for tickets was apparently well spent. Like every fan here, she walked away with her prize tickets for a Stanley Cup game.
And baby, here they are, Stanley Cup!
Just shooting for 5 and 7.
For some fans, though, it's not just about the game. It's about getting a chance to see Lord Stanley's Cup up close that could add to the memories of this Canes Stanley Cup run.
Looking forward to my dad coming down from upstate New York. We're going to Game 7 day after Father's Day, so that'll be a real exciting time also for him.